welcome. Go
Thank
Puzzle
you.
Africa, Thasy. Thank you for coming. Well, just put your puzzles together.
So my name is Thasy.
Mm-hmm.
I am a content creator, social media content creator, as well as an aspiring filmmaker.
Okay. So, as a content creator, what are you creating? What type of content do you create?
Usually it's brand aligned content, so I help brands communicate with the audiences in implementing their products in my everyday life, seeing how their products could benefit their consumers.
Brands like, for instance?
So I do a lot of fitness content. So I collaborate with fitness brands who want to communicate what their offering is to their consumers. I'm also doing like a lot of skincare, helping men. Because sometimes skincare can be daunting for men, as well as like just taking care of yourself in general. So I try by all means to make it less daunting and also help men get into skincare.
That's nice. Okay. I don't know, should we start with the fitness part? Because I really want to know more about the skincare part, and yeah, obviously when it comes to men, you say it's daunting and all of that. Fitness wise, what's happening there? If we can start with the fitness part of your.
I've always been a fitness enthusiast, and this goes all the way back to school. We had sports, starting from preschool, and later on in life, I decided to start gymming, which has become a big part of my life. It's basically a lifestyle at this point.
Nice. Okay. So you say you started in high school, so pretty much now it's just an everyday thing. And is it also important for other men to actually work out, if I can put it like that, or to stay fit actually? How important it is?
I would definitely try to advise people, not just men only, but just people in general to move. You know what I mean? Like fitness.
Yeah.
Could be anything. Could be from walking, going for a jog around the block. You don't have to lift heavy weights just to move your body. You can also just like walk, go for a run, do yoga, stretch. But yeah, definitely I would advise everybody to try and get into some sort of fitness.
So, okay, yoga, say they must move. That's more physical. Does it also help mental wise?
Definitely, most definitely. Just when you blow, like in terms of blowing off steam, which is why I would also say that it's become a huge part of my lifestyle, because it's definitely been, it's like a sanctuary, it's somewhere you can go when you just need to blow some steam, or you're just trying to get a workout in. But definitely trying to blow some steam, I tell you now, hit the gym. It will help.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I also started gymming, but it's painful. It's really painful. I think it's been 8 months now. Why? Is it going to end, or the pain must be there? Or what's happening with working out?
It is from like the exercises.
Yeah, pretty much I think so.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're exerting a lot of pressure on your muscles, so it can, kind of cause it to feel a bit uncomfortable at some point. But I guess it's just part of the workout. I mean, it does get easier eventually, I guess.
So you no longer feel pains that much?
Do you know what's actually funny about the gym is when you start working on it, you get those aches, but the more you get used to it, you don't get them as much. And you start like wondering like, where's the ache? You're looking for the ache because you're like, that's where the progress. Well, you know what I mean? Like, that's when you, in gym terms, you tone the muscle. And if you're trying to build muscle, you have to tear the muscle so the muscle can repair and eventually get bigger. So when you don't get those aches, you're like, did I actually work out today or was I just, So I wouldn't say you're missing, but you do kind of wonder like, what's going on?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go to the skincare part that you recommend for men that will work, maybe for their skin routine.
It boils down to being as simple as putting on a simple face mask. Whether it be DIY, and by DIY I mean if you go on the internet you find a lot of face masks that you can make at home with your own products. Like maybe mixing coffee with some honey and applying it on your face to give yourself some glow, or putting on oats. A lot of people put on oats. Yeah, I've actually never tried
Like
it.
let's eat that.
Yep, like dry oats, and then you just apply it on your face. Also, so because I'm someone who shaves quite a lot, you get ingrown hairs, so you get yourself a pair of tweezers just to pluck them out, could go a long way. Yeah. So it can, like I said, for men it can be daunting because we look at it as something that women usually do. We put it into the makeup category. So we look at it from a woman's perspective. But yo man, gents, take care of the skin. Like, look good, gents.
So when you work out, for instance, you say there's yoga, there's types of things that you like to do or that you do, but what is the most thing that you do when you work out?
I try to stay in shape.
Uh-huh.
So I try to maintain shape a lot of the time. And that would be like incorporates almost everything. Cardio, weightlifting, conditioning every now and then, also a lot of strength training. Because I mean, with fitness, it fluctuates, you know what I mean? It's something that you have to keep doing in order for it to stick, in order for it to stay there. You can't go to the gym today, you're not going to the gym for like a month. You're going to lose a lot of the progress that you've made. So for me, it's staying in shape, and then every now and then I'll be like, okay, for the next 3 months, how about I gain some weight? Then that'll be my regimen for the 3 months. But most of the time, it's me trying to stay in shape and look good.
That's interesting. That's wow. Do you go to an office or what? What's happening?
So for me, content creation dates back to I was inspired. I used to read a lot of magazines. So I was very much inspired by seeing the final product, which is what we see a lot of the time. We never get to see like behind the scenes, how people actually create content. We're always just looking at it from when the product comes out, and it ranges from for instance, sitting here with you, having this conversation. For me, that's part of the content creation journey. I look at it as a journey. And when brands come along the journey, it just makes it extra. I don't want to say special, but it makes it then that the consumer who's then watching the content, consuming the content, will also get something out of it, something that they can take home. And especially when I get into fitness, because I always look forward to something people can gain from the content, something they can take away. And the products when brands jump in, I guess it just enhances all of that.
So that's like we have like now deadlines. We have to have we're gonna put it.
Definitely.
Work on the product and
you work on the campaign and you put the content up, you share content.
Oh, and get paid doing that.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Okay. Then so this is a job. It can be a job, something like that.
Yeah, it can absolutely be a job. Yeah, it can definitely be a job.
Not a 9 to 5 situation. 8 to 5.
It depends how you want to look at it, but it can definitely be a job.
Okay, let's maybe Okay, let's go deeper in terms of where did you go to school and all of that. Because I want to know how did you get this idea of doing the work that you do? Because I know most people they're like, okay, I must go and work, the 9 to 5 and
I started marketing, advertising, communications at Red and Yellow. I've always been interested in television. I've always been interested in filmmaking.
and yellow. What is that?
It's a school. It's a school that is in Salt River. It's a marketing school.
Red and yellow.
Red and Yellow school.
Okay.
I studied marketing, advertising, as well as content creation and copywriting. I've always been in love with writing from a very young age. And also, like I said, I've been in love with filmmaking, creating content from a very young age, based off reading a lot of magazines, obviously watching a lot of television, and also movies. And me going to Red and Yellow was obviously wanting to get the educational part, the educational part of the actual
Work that you really love to do.
Yeah, because I wanted it all to as much as it's passion, but I also wanted it to be backed by education. And yeah, ever since then I just haven't looked back.
But I mean, today people say that there's no need for you to go to school. Education is this and that.
Yeah.
Why did you look at education as like this? I have to have a qualification for me to be able to do this. Is it because you wanted to do it at a certain level, or? Wow.
It's information. It's definitely information, and it's. I would advise people to go to school, especially when you know what you want to do, because then you'll be getting a lot of information based on what it is that you want to do, how to execute, how to go about doing what you want to do, and also when you're looking for a job, they do kind of look for your education history. So as much as in today's times, a lot of people are not of the idea of school, like as much as before. But I definitely think education is still important. It still plays a huge role in one's success.
I mean, when I finished school, obviously I had to find a job, and I found out that they are looking for experience all of a sudden when you just come out of school. Did you actually, be in that situation? Or
Yeah, jobs look for experience a lot of the time, but also having the education helps, because they do want your educational history, and obviously then you have to gain up the experience by doing maybe internships. Maybe intern at a company that does what you want to do, which is something that I've done for a great part of my career, and then you take it from there.
Sounds easy, or you make it easy. I don't know.
It always sounds like much easier than it actually is. I know. It comes with its own, uphills, downhills, some speed bumps along the way.
So currently, what are you busy doing and stuff?
My projects, still creating content. I still create a lot of fitness content, and working on I don't know if I should say it, but be working on.
Maybe you can just say, there's something that you're working on.
Yeah, there is definitely something that I'm working on at the moment, and something that people can look forward to.
Okay.
Yeah.
People like us, or what people like, should we go on your socials, or how are we going to know about what you're doing? Are you going to create a product, or what's happening?
I usually post on Instagram a lot of things I do, so if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, you can definitely check me out there.
Which is Thasy.
On Instagram it's @Thasy, On YouTube, it's Thasy. Yeah, that's where I'm usually at.
Okay. So obviously this is part of Africa.
Mm.
The idea behind was, to get people that are doing things out there that contribute in our big, giant continent of Africa. For me, it just didn't matter what you do on which scale, but as long as you're doing something and looking at or hearing what you're saying or the things that you do, a lot of them, I'd say Africans or South Africans, they don't really do, if I can put it like that, most especially young people out there. They're into drugs, crime, and all of that. So, do you think fitness can be able to, help young people to, think differently? I'm sure, or you also use fitness to, develop yourself, in terms of, achieving your goals and all of that. Do you think fitness can be helpful for young people to just not be into the negative side of things?
I definitely do. Besides just keeping yourself busy with lifting weights, it has many benefits. Most are health benefits, and we've seen a lot of the time where a lot of foundations are based on sports, where an elder in the community will start a soccer club just to keep the kids off the street, keep them busy on the weekends, they're training. It definitely helps with discipline because it's something you have to keep doing all the time. Yeah. It's not something you can do when you stop all of a sudden. So definitely tunes into that discipline, gets the kids involved, helps them with team building, working in a team. Fitness has a lot of benefits, more than just on the health side.
Nice. I mean, so would you just, I'm just being curious, would you go out there and do such a thing for your community,
Definitely, absolutely. I can't wait for the day I do something like that for my community. It's definitely something I want to do. I'm very enthusiastic about fitness. I'm a fitness enthusiast, and me creating fitness content is me trying to put people into fitness. Like, hey, if you were wondering what to do when you get to the gym, try this.
Yeah.
I've seen what it's done for me, what it still does for me, and just sharing all of that, definitely.
Most especially you create, so you have to have that mindset of how people do things, which is nice.
I think it's creation in general has always been, especially with consumer in mind, or with wanting to put something out there that people can truly appreciate. You definitely look at the world for inspiration. We're inspired by the world. We draw a lot of what we do, and what we do a lot of times is informed by what we see in the world, and just wanting to contribute to moving the world forward, to moving the needle.
That's actually very nice. I mean, all the things that we see, we have created them, so continue that. It's actually awesome. And to have that mindset, I want to be part of the movement.
Definitely, it's like you want to be part of the game. You be on the stands, and then when it's time to, you go in and you play. You join the game.
Yeah.
Get on the field.
Don't you think sometimes I know I talk a lot about pain, but like it has to, stop, or it's too painful for anything like that. Don't you feel like that sometimes?
The process? I mean, it has it's definitely not an easy journey. It's definitely, but once you start to see the progress, once you start to see the outcomes, it's hard not to fall in love with what you do, you know, and everything that comes with it. You kind of look at it as, okay, so it took all of this to get to here, but I like it here. You know what I mean? So you get the calluses, you know, it's like working out. Like I look at my hands sometimes and I'm like, I've got these things on my calluses, and these are just from working out. I know we try to say life is like working out and what your hands represents this and that. But when I do look at my hands, I'm like, and I look at my body, I'm like, it would have been not impossible, but all of this, and when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? When I look, calluses, oh, okay, this is what they're all about. This is why I still go to the gym, I still work out. This is why I still create. Because when I look at the end product, I'm like, okay, no. And seeing people engage with the people, you know, getting inspired, definitely it makes you go back and definitely makes you want to do it, you know, again and again.
Wow. I mean, that sounds so nice and sweet. Although, you know, there's pains in between, but it's inspiring actually.
And like,
who inspires you actually? Like a thing. Who do you look up to or anything like that?
I've always been, I look at the world to not to guide me, but to inform what at the moment are people consuming.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I do create, as much as I create for myself as a creator, but I create for everybody else out there to not only consume, but hopefully be inspired by what it is that I do and what it is that I've done, and take it how they want to take it and move with it how they want to move with it. But some of the people that have inspired me, both international and national, like Piero, I would say, Tanya Samazai.
Wow.
You know, incredible lady. She's done amazing stuff. And she just keeps moving the needle. You know, I think that's amazing. Internationally, I can't think of anyone on the top of my head. I have favorites, but I'm just thinking like, who is the one that really put the brush in my back and everybody.
So let's say maybe your favorite rapper or an actor, because you also, you know, a writer, director.
On the film side, it would definitely have to be Quentin Tarantino. Just how, I think for me, what really inspires me about Quentin Tarantino is not so much the movies. His movies are amazing, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of amazing directors. Quentin, Tarantino, Steven Spielberg, Stanley Kubrick. But what stood out to me about Quentin Tarantino is how he takes the fantastical out of films. Like, obviously, when I was a lot younger watching his films, he always made it seem and feel like anybody could do it. You know, it wasn't this thing that was only reserved for a select few. But when you watch his films, you feel like, I could actually do this.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I think, and his films are amazing. And I'm not saying this to make it sound like his films are any less great. Like, he makes some of the best films ever. But when you watch them, as much as they're entertaining and they're fun to watch and they're amazing, but you also get inspired to want to make a film. And I find it out.
Wow. I want to use this guy because I don't know him. I just need to.
You should check it out. After this, I'll give you some movies I used to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I'll check him out then. Thank
Yeah.
you. Because I really want.
He's amazing. He's from a director's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope.
But we do make movies here in South Africa. So,
We do.
I mean, I don't know. You're not inspired by any of our movies.
For a very long time, one of my favorite movies was Jerusalem.
Mm.
Yeah. Jerusalem, I think it's an amazing film. I think it's a beautiful film to watch. It's a film that you could watch over and over. I still, till this day, probably today I'll probably watch Jerusalem just because I was actually thinking about it. And recently I watched this Netflix film. I think it's The Hunter. It's got some of our dopest artists, Connie Ferguson, Sis Connie's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Like Connie Chueme. I'm not sure if I pronounced the surname correct. And as well as Bonko Cause. It's an amazing film, you should check it out. Yeah, I think South African film is most definitely improving.